I think one of the most important things in life that impacts your quality of life is not who you are, what you're doing, how well you're doing, who you're around. It's about having a mission or working towards a goal. I've had months where I've made money. I've had months where I've made no money. I've worked shitty jobs. I've worked on paper great jobs. I've achieved really cool things. I've done years achieving nothing. But nothing gives you bliss. Nothing gives you ease of going through life like having a mission. Example, when I was dialed in wrestling, I got some dry throat action. When I was dialed in wrestling, I lived on a farm. I had a 400-pound Ford KA older than me. And I was working at the airport. And my shifts started at 3 a.m. So I would have to get there around 2:30, go through security, yada, yada, yada. And it was at some shitty restaurant. I did the breakfast shift, Camden, Stansted Airport. I had a cassette to AUX cable in the car. This is the level of trenches, right? And sometimes I would go straight from there all the way to wrestling. Work with like fucking a bunch of Portuguese people, no one speaks English. All the guys who work in the mainline chefs were all Portuguese, and the guy who cleaned dishes were fucking Indians and something else. But everyone spoke their own language, and I was just on my own. Shitty job, paid fuck all, but it just paid. Doug, on them fucking 2 a.m. drives to work on the motorway and the drives back, listening to fucking Alice in Chains, and it sounds like it's coming from 3 cars behind me because the quality is all fucked up from the cassette. Man, the bliss, like the happiness, the not worried about nothing is just fucking... You can't replicate it. You can't copy it. Nothing can get you through. Because in my head, I knew, hey, man, I'm paying the bills. This is cool. Yeah, man, I ate 3,000 calories today at work for free. Like, I'm leaving now to go train wrestling. Like, dog, I was fucking dialed in. Like, no, that exact same situation, that exact same day would probably be fucking something that someone else would like. It would make them depressed, or someone would want to kill themselves and thinking about living like that. But for me, it was just fucking perfect because I was finding the benefits of that job, right? I was finding, right, I get free food. This is sick. Free protein. This is great. I'm done by fucking, I don't know, 11, 12. I get to go work out and I go straight to wrestling training. It's like, you know, you fucking do a Google search and like, hey man, you can find anything in Google. If you want to find some negative shit in Google, just Google, you put negative words in and then something's negative. Positive words and something's positive. You have a fucking mission. No matter what, like you find the fucking good in it. You find the bits in it to help you get toward it. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's like bliss. You still have to work hard. You're still in a shitty situation, but it's bliss. And then I've had years where I make a bunch of money, I get a cushy job, but renting in a nice place means fucking nothing. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. I ain't got much going on. I'm not really happy. And that's because I didn't have a goal. Post wrestling, I haven't had a goal. You know, making money on holiday, I don't give a fuck. Why you never smile in pictures? I ain't got shit to smile about. You know what I mean? Not that I smiled when I was wrestling. I was happy, you know, hands up and down, all fucking Mr. Happy, you know what I mean? But if you're going through life, dog, you ain't going to be happy if you don't have a purpose, a goal. Like, you ain't going to be happy. You might be successful, right? Whatever that fucking means. You'll be successful on a monetary basis, but, like, you're not going to have that fucking... you're not going to wake up with, like, a fucking hard dick for life. You know, you're not going to wake up with fucking balls of steel for life, walk around with your chest out for life. And no matter the situation, if you got a goal, that shit gives you fucking hope and faith. And if you got hope and faith, you'll find the silver lining in a fucking fire tornado with fucking sharks in it. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck a cloud. You'll find a silver lining in the worst possible fucking Mother Nature situation. And I'm starting to get that now. I have a goal in my head. I'm not telling anyone about it, but with this running shit and with this me getting back in shape now, 48 days, 1 meal a day, like, dog, I'm getting that fucking zest. I'm fired up. I'm getting that bliss. I'm getting that bliss from hard work. I'm getting that fucking girth for life. You know what I'm talking about? And if you're in a situation right now in life, you ain't got a fucking goal, you ain't got a mission, dog, you got to fix that. You got to figure out, first of all, don't just get a mission out of fucking, don't just get a mission or get a goal or get a path of life out of nothing, because it ain't going to mean dick to you. And on the second you get a hard Tuesday and the fucking weather's grey outside, fuck the mission, you know what I mean? You need to figure out what you're living for. What is this decade for you're living right now? What do you want to achieve in a decade? Not even achieve, but where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Who do you want to do it for? You need to have that fucking mission. And if I, spend the next decade with no mission, or spend the next spend the next decade on no mission, or spend the next decade on a fake mission because you want to tell people you're doing this and that, or spend the next 9 years trying a fuck ton of things that don't work out, and then maybe at the end of 9 years, or midway through the 8th year, you get a glimpse of something, there's a little bit of mission, and then you spend 1 year completely dialed in on that mission, and maybe you make a bunch of progress, maybe make a little bit of progress, but you have that mission. Out of them 3 decades, the decade you will be happier about is the one where you fucking failed, fucked about for 9 years, trying to figure out where you want to, and then you had that 1 year, that 9 years build up for. Dog, if you're not living for something, like, the human experience is so different. You need to fucking, dog, you gotta wake up with morning wood. You gotta wake up with morning, afternoon titanium for life, for that fucking thing you're chasing. It doesn't have to be a fucking physical achievement, money achievement. It could be everything. It might just, your goal in life might just be a good man. It might be a good father. But you need to consistently be consciously thinking about that one fucking thing that you're doing all of this shit for. That you can be in any situation and you'll find that silver lining. And if you have that, from my 29 years so far, I can tell you that the human experience, your life is going to be much more fun, much more successful, much just more fulfilling. I think it's the only way to do it. I just came out of a hole of none of that shit for 3-4 years or whatever it is now, and fucking on paper maybe I've been more successful than I ever have, but dog, I fucking fuck that. I ain't doing that shit again. You gotta have a fucking mission. You have to have a mission. You have to have something. Figure it the fuck out. Don't be floating through life because it's empty. I don't know. I don't even know what the word is. It's just a shame to live your life like that. It's a shame. And if you want to have a better outlook on life, if you find yourself depressed, if you find yourself whatever, dog, just have a reason to live. Have that reason to find a good factor in all sorts of bad situations. And your experience is going to be so much better, so much more fun. You know what I mean? That's all I got. That's a really important one that I've learned now, because I didn't have it, then I had it, then I didn't have it, and I didn't have it, and then I had it again, now I didn't have it, and now I have it finally again. And it's like, fuck, this is what I was missing the entire times when I didn't have it. This is why I wasn't enjoying dick, So, no homo. Anyway, I'll leave you with that little one today. Get a mission, boys. Get a fucking mission and stick to it the best way you can. Life is, the hardship goes away. You enjoy it. See you later, boys.